Somebody there?
He's starting in a few minutes. Mario just texted me.
Oh, I guess he came home from shul late.
Must be,
Yeah. Okay. What menu you go to, Harold?
Young Israel, 7:05.
7:05?
Yeah, Young Israel, yeah.
Oh, what? Now there's a problem parking. I heard they're blocking off La Brea, the park, right? They're making a bus lane.
They're going to make some kind of bus lane. Yeah, who knows what the hell they're doing?
Crazy.
Yeah, because the first minion, they park in front of the shul. Now I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I parked behind the Petco because you can't park on the Brea after 7 anyway.
Right. And it's going to kill all the stores in La Brea. It's really not fair to those stores.
Of course, they don't think it's
just that all the stores, much are killed. They destroy because it's not just 7 to 9. It's the whole day. I guess you can't park there in La Brea.
I'm not sure what it's going to be, but they couldn't care less.
They could care less. But all from I don't know how far down, maybe Pico all the way to Melrose, all the stores at La Brea Kosher, all the stores that don't have parking on their own, they get killed.
The only few places that have a parking lot, just a handful.
Just a handful. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's all about being efficient with transportation. This whole subway thing. Who's going to go on that subway? Even now, people don't pay the fare on the regular the train that they have. There's bums on it.
They sleep on there. It's
now
crazy.
They're building a whole subway system. Destroyed who knows how many businesses.
What all the liberals, the left wing, they're taking over this whole California, the whole Los Angeles.
I just saw that Biden still wants to get rid of the college debt. They're going to do it different. Ridiculous.
Different angle, right?
No, a different way to do it.
That's disgusting. This country is going to hell.
Yeah, I want my money back from what I paid. I paid on time.
Disgusting. Yeah. But where would you move?
Guys, watch out what you say. Yeah, everything's being recorded. You should know that, So.
Well, so the government's going to go after us. Harold,
they will. They're looking at us.
My name is Bernie Monderer.
Disgusting. All these liberals. They got to change my color. We got to paint it. Waiting for you to get the $5 million. Wow.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Have you ever been on the subway? You ever been on a bus, by the way, in California?
Never.
I was once, about when I first moved to California, I was downtown one time, and I had a problem with my car. I brought in. I had to take a bus home from downtown. It was, it had a suitcase with me of my samples. I took it down Olympic to La Brea and Olympic, and then a bus across from Olympic down to Oakwood, and then I walked home from there. That's the one and only time I was ever on a bus in California.
It's not bad. My wife has taken it for whatever reason. I guess her car was in the shop. She took it once. It's not bad. If you're a senior, it's free. It was during COVID. If you're a senior, it was free.
Oh wow!
How about the subway? Make any money? It's the like subway. Yeah. No one pays the fare.
They hop over wherever they get in,
and then they raise your taxes.
Yeah, right.
Ernie's here. Hi, Ernie.
It just takes me a few minutes to get home from shul.
Okay. Hi, Ernie.
Okay, we're on Samech. Shochel ibn Glila Rab Chelben. Achrei and mi koirin. Is there any order after you go through Kohen Levi Yisrael? Is there an order for the Aliyahs regarding the Israeli? Also, v'shel Rav Yitzchak Nafchamer le Achren Korim Talmidei Chachamim Hamamunim Parnasim Al Tzibur. The Talmidei Chachamim who are like the president of the community. You ask them shilas and halacha anywhere. a Talmid Chacham who has not been appointed Parnas Alat Tzibur, but is Roy to be Parnas Alat Tzibur. He would go second. The children of Talmidei Chachamim who had been appointed Parnas Alat Tzibur. V'achrein Rosh Knesios, that's like probably a shul president. V'chol Adam, and then everybody else. Can you lane from a chumash? He didn't have an answer. He didn't have an answer. They asked in yeshiva, Pashtu Mehad, Amar B'Shmuel Ben Achmein, Rav Yechon, Sefer Torah Shechasr Yiriyah Achas ain't korin bo. A Sefer Torah that's missing one panel, you can't read from it. However, the Lohi, that's no proof from there. You're missing a whole subject because the whole panel has a subject. Chumash, not missing anything. So maybe you can read from a chumash. It's not covered to read from a chumash. High sefer aftarta. You have a sefer with all the haftarahs in there. Also lemikri bey b'Shabbos. You can't read from there on Shabbos. My timer. Shlonitin likosev. You're not supposed to just write individual haftarah parshas. You have to write a whole. If you're going to read it, you got to read it from a Tanakh, from a Mikra Sholet. Mar Bravashi Amar L'Tiltuli Nami Osir. It's muktzah, my time, the halachos is Mikra Bey. Since it's not right to read in it, so it's muktzah l'Shabbos. Velohi, shar l'Tatuv shar l'Mikra Bey. You're allowed to carry it, and you're allowed to read from it. Rav Yechon Rashim ben Lakish, Ma'ayne b'Tzapa d'Agarata. They would study sform that have Agarata in it, b'Shabta. It's also Torah Shebal Peh, v'lo nitin likoseh. Torah Shebal Peh, it's not supposed to be written. And the Kivin Shelo Yefshar, but Reb Yudah Nossi decided to write it down because Eis Lashus Hashem Leiferes Rosecha. If they didn't write Torah Shebal Peh, then we would have forgotten it. So it's a Lo Efshar Chanami Kivin Shelo Yefshar. You can't always write a Tanakh and have a Mikra Shalom. Sometimes you only have the Haftarahs. So Eis Lashus Hashem Leiferes Rosecha. Boimei Abai Mirav Ma'al Lichtov Megillah. Latinik Islamic book. And Megillah is something that only a part of the Torah has been written on a parchment, and you did it in order for a child to learn. So Tiboy Laman Domer Torah Megillah, that it's a question for Torah. Megillah Nitna. Some say that even Moshe Rabbeinu, a certain parsha of Pesach Sheni, parsha of Paraduma. Each one was told to him separately. He wrote it down separately. And then after they put we finished all of them, we put them all together. Also, Tiboy Lamanda, we can ask the question, Torah Chasuma Nitna. The Torah wasn't written chelik. At the end, when Moshe was told to write down the whole Torah, he wrote it down as one shtick. Also, Tiboy Lamando Amar Torah Megillah Nitna. Even Megillah Nitna Koisfit. So according to that person, since originally it was written part by part, so today also to teach a child, you can write a certain part. Oy Dilmo Kiven the Idbik. Eventually, Torah was given as one thing. And then, even according to that Mandomar, maybe we don't have rishus to write a Megillah. Also, Tiboy Lemando Omar, Torah Chasuma Nitna. We can ask the same question according to the one that says the Torah was given in one shot. Given Chasuma Nitna in Koisfit. Since it was given in one shot, written in one shot, you can't write one parsha. Oy Dilma, Kiven Shloi Efshar Kasvina, since we can't write a whole Sefer Torah. We can only write part of it to give to a child. Maybe Shaloi Efshar. Or Milei Koisfin. Umatam. We do right. Why? Lefishein koisvin. Excuse me. Ein koisvin. We don't write. Umatam lefishein koisvin. You can't write something that's just apart from the Torah. Esve. Av he here is Hileni Amalka, as the Tavla Shel Zav, Sheparsha Soita Ksuvale. When the Sota women came into the Mikdash, they had to read a Parsha. And rather than, so Hileni Amalka wrote a Parsha on the wall in gold. So yet you could see, you could write a single Parsha from the Torah. They didn't write it out in full. They only wrote it out in abbreviations. The Kohen had to write the Parsha Sota on a parchment, and eventually they dissolved it. So he copied from that Tavla. So it's not Aleph Beis, it wasn't abbreviations, it was the whole thing. Ema Kemasha Kosu V'Tavla. He wrote the whole Parsha, but the whole Parsha wasn't written on the Tavla. He used it as a mnemonic to write it. Esve. Kishu Koisev Roya B'Tavla V'Koisev Masha Kosu V'Tavla. He would look and write what's written. Mal Kosu V'Tavla. Im Shachav Im Lo Shachav. So again, it's no Aleph Beis. It's the full pasuk. It was written with spaces. It wasn't written the whole parsha. Now, this discussion we've been having, whether you can write a whole parsha for a child to teach, is the kitanoi. It's machlokes tanoi. Ein koisvim megillah tinuk l'Islami ba. But if you're writing a parsha and then you plan to write a whole chumash, mutter. In fact, that's the halacha. Ravida Omer, bebreshis, ador mabu. He can write. That's the one in you. B'toras Kohanim in Vayikra ad Vayi Bayom Hashmini. Amri Lechem Rav Bano. Torah Megillah Nitna. The Torah Moshe Rabbeinu wrote different parshas at different times, and they gathered it all together at the end. David HaMelech learned certain Megillah Sefers piece by piece. Rav Shimon ben Lakish Omer Torah Chasuma Nitna. That the Torah, Moshe at the end of his life wrote the whole Torah. Shneimar Lakoach HaSefer Torah Zos. So he gave her the whole Torah. What does Rav Yochanan say about that? Haksiv lakuach. Haksiv lakuach means with the whole Sefer Torah. Whole Labasa did because they took all the individual parts and stuck it together. Now they had a whole Sefer Torah. Nami. What about Reish Lakish? It says in Tehillim Haksiv Megillah Sefer Kosov Alai that it was given Megillas. Ahu Shekola Torah Kula Ikri Megillah. The whole Torah is called a Megillah. T'chsiv. It says in Zechariah, "Vayomer Elai Mata Roeh, v'Omer Ani Roeh Megillah Afa." He sees the Torah as a Megillah. Or Inami de Rav Levi, Sham Rav Levi Shmona Parshas Nemru B'Yom Shukam Bo Hamishkan. On the first day of Nisan, the second year, when the Mishkan was erected, there were 8 parshios told to Moshe. Parshos Kohanim, which is all the dinim of the Kohanim in Parshas Emor. Parshas Leviim, which is in Baloischa, and some of it in Nosa to tell you about the dinim of the Leviim. Parshas Tmeim, that means Parshas Tazria Mitzor and Vayikra. Parshas Shiluach Tmeim, sending out the Vayishalchum Namachaneh, when the Tomei people, the Zavim and the Mitzor had to be sent away. Uparshas Achrei Mos, all of those Uparshas Shesuya Yayin, the Parsha of that they're not allowed to go into the Mishkan drunk. Parshas Neiros, the beginning of Baloischa. Parshas Paraduma, all of these parshas were needed for the Avodas HaMishkan properly, so they were all given at that time. Amar Lazar Torah, Rov B'chsav, Umiyut Tepeh. Shneamar, Echtov lo Rubai Toirasi Kamazar Nechshav. So most of the Torah was written. Rav Yechon Amar, Rov al Peh Umiyut B'chsav. The majority of Torah is Bal Peh, only a minority is written. Shneamar, Ki al Pi Advrim Ha'eleh, Karasi is Chabris Ves Yisrael. That means the main bris was the Torah Shabbat Peh. That means the majority of the Torah is written. Majority is written, not Baal Peh. So what does he say to that? It's like he says it in wonderment. Like Echtov lo Rubi Torasi. It means the majority of the Torah is not written. It would be considered strange. There would be no difference between us and the Umas Olam. Umas Olam also have a written Torah. What does he say about? He's the one who says that it was written. Torah Shabbat Peh is hard to learn, more than Torah Shabbat, not because it's more in quantity. Darash Rav Yehuda bar Nachmani Miturgamana, Reish Lakish. Rav Yehuda darshan in front of the translator Reish Lakish. Ksiv, Ksav l'chas advrim ha'el. Moshe was told, write it. Uksiv ki al pi advrim ha'el. Well, what is it? Is it written or Baal Peh? Haketza. So to teach me halacha. Dvorim shebechsav iya Torah shalom in Baal Peh. Things that are written in the Torah, you shouldn't say Baal Peh. Dvorim shel Peh iya Torah shalom in bechsav. Torah Baal Peh should not be written. Dvei Rabbi Shmuel Tana Eile. Then where it says Ksav l'chas advrim ha'ele, Eile ata koise. It's a diuk. Torah shebechsav you write. Vi ata koise v'halachos, which is Mishnayos, Torah Shabbat Peh. Of course, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, Eis Lashos Hashem Mefer Torah Sech, had to write it down. The bris covenant is Torah Shabbat Peh. Never ki apiyad v'ma'ele karasi chabitz v'Yisrael. Then the Mishnah said, "Ma'arvin b'bayis yoshem and leitar cheshalom." The regular house that you use to put the eruv chatserus in, you continue to use. Ma'itar ilan mishum kavod. Is it a kavod for the balabais to have it there? V'habahushi pura. There was a community charity fund, and it's done for the tzibur. And the house that has it done there, it's a kavod for the house. The Havimi Ikara, Bei Rav Yehuda. It used to be by Rav Yehuda's house. Ulvasof, they moved it to Bei Rabbah. Ulvasof to Bei Rav Yosef. Ulvasof to Bei Abaya. Ulvasof to Bei Rava. It's not a kavod thing. You do move it. And this could be moved as well. Elamishum Chshada. If the Erev was placed in one place at the same time, and you take it away from there, people in the Mavui will be chosh in the Balabayas, maybe that he's a Ganef, and that's why they took it away from him. So we leave it in the same house. Borshu Karv La'ama. Then we said an irrigation ditch close to the river fills. You should, if it's the bore that always was filled first, you should always keep on filling it first because of Darkei Shol. Itmar. B'nai Nara, the people who live near the river and their fields are near the river, and they irrigate their fields from these ditches, who gets to irrigate their field first? Rav Amar Tatoi Shasu Mai Beresha. The ones that are on the lowest area, they get the water first. Ushmuel Amar Eloi Shasu Mai Beresha. No, the ones that are higher in elevation. Now, Bidim Mezel Kulam Lo Pligi. When the water flows to all these places by themselves, then anyone has first dibs. There's no order. Ki pligi b'misker vashkui, that you have to sort of draw the water out of the river and use these irrigation ditches. And therefore, Shmuel Amar Eloi Shasu Mai Beresha, the upper ones get it first. The Amri Anan Mekavin and Tvei. We are closer to the head of the river. It means the river has a place where the source is. It's usually up in the mountains. So they can claim our fields are closer to the source. The lower fields get first. The Amri, Zev, I'm teaching a Daf Yomi right now. Can I call you back when I'm finished? Yep. Okay. Okay, no problem. Thank you. The river flows downhill. So we should get it first. So it's not. Bora Korav La'ama, the ditch that's closest to the river. So whoever is closer goes first, which is like the sheet of Shmuel, which is the high ones. Kasha de Rav. Turgama Shmuel, Liba de Rav. We're talking about a ditch that sort of fills by itself, and you don't have to do anything like open up a gate or a sluice from the river. So what's the chiddush? Of course. What's the Amalei Sachar Miskavashki behin Diza? They'll still tell the person you should close off your bore so that even though it happens by itself, it shouldn't go in, and follow the order. We don't have to do that. So we didn't paskin the halacha like who? Called the Alim Gvar, famous principle. Whoever's stronger gets it. We don't get involved. Means we let them fight it out among themselves, and it'll work out. Called the Alim Gvar. Rav Simon Barshi also coming out by Amarle Lusun Mar Beidna. He wanted him to set up times for him to learn. Amarle Isli Idna Lididi. Maybe he wanted to set up a chavrusa with him. So by say I don't have any time. I have my own learning. The Lusun Mar, let's learn at night. Amarle Isli Ma'ila Shkui. At night, I have to deal with the irrigation of my fields. The guy wanted to learn with the Bible, said, listen, I'll irrigate your fields in the daytime, so you have time to learn with me at night. He said, L'chaim, Shekayach, well, it's a good deal. So what did Simi Barashi do? Azali loy. He went to the people who had ditches high or fields higher than him, higher on the river. And he said, listen, the halach is that the lower fields should get irrigated first, like Rav. Then Azla Tatoi, he went to the lower ones. He said, no, the upper ones get water first, like Shmuel. Adahachi, while they were debating among themselves, Sora Miskavashki. So meanwhile, he went ahead and irrigated the fields of Abaya. That's how he was able to irrigate them so he could learn at night with Abaya. Kiyasa kamei Abaya Omerle Kibetray Avdisley. I mean, I understand you poskin like two opposite shitas. Lo taminu Abaya leper deushasa. Abai didn't get benefit from fruits of that year, or he purposely did not eat from fruits from his field because he thought that the water got to his fields not in a kosher way. Hanu bnei Becharmech. There were people from Becharmech, the Ozol v'Karu Beresha. They dug a ditch in the river Shanvasa in order. They did it right away in the beginning of the river. They sort of diverted the whole river flow to their field. And then later on, they put the river back into its normal flow. They just wanted their field to get strong. So Asur Laila Kameh. Now, the fields above where he had diverted it didn't get any water. So they went to claim to Abaya, Amrulay Kamit Kilanarin. He's diverting the water away from us. Amrulu Korbadar Tfei Purta. Dig your ditches deeper, and you'll have enough water for both. Amrulay Kayavshi Perin. But then our wells are going to dry up. Amrulu, so Abaya told those people, Ibn Charmech, who was diverting the river, Zilus Likun of Shech Me'asa. So they have to get rid of that diversion that they had done. Okay. We'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll
Okay, by the way,
Yeah.
tomorrow the Young Israel has this Shabbos Mebrochim Shir at 6:45, so the listing Daf Yomi at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, so
So
we'll
6 o'clock,
6 o'clock. Have a good Shabbos.
that's 45 minutes. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Good
it's fine.
Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Always.